What's going on, everybody? We've got our Phantom II preview article. We're going to talk about it. There's a lot of information. I'm going to dive right in. But before I do that, I just want to remind all of you that there is another round of the giveaway going on right now. The only thing you need to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave a comment on one of my videos. So, but the big thing is you got to subscribe because you're not going to miss and click the little bell for alerts. Otherwise, you may miss when I announce the winners, and then you won't get your gift card. And then that's like, that's a whole expansion maybe that you won't get. So you want to make sure you have alerts notified. All right, so let's jump right into this Phantom II article because there's a lot of information here. So we get our close-up view of our Sheathipede class shuttle that we have seen in things like the Clone Wars. We've also seen this more recently in Star Wars Rebels. As the Phantom II. We get a new ghost title. Now the new title is really just here to specify that you have to use this ghost title with this Phantom II title and the old ghost title with the old Phantom II title. It's just there, and I think for consistency's sake and future-proofing, this is the way they're going to do things. It makes sense. There's nothing wrong with that. Our Phantom II titles where the real change is, and the Phantom II title here lets you, instead of getting that turret shot at the end of combat, this is letting you take a coordinate action at the end of activation. Now, a coordinate action doesn't sound as cool as being able to shoot twice with a twin laser turret, but it's cool because of the timing. I think the interesting thing about this is that it's at the end of activation. So even if you've got a Darth Vader with veteran instincts at pilot skill 11 versus a pilot skill 0, critically hit pilot skill 0 Z95. That Z95, well, maybe let's not go with the Z95. Let's go with the B-wing. That B-wing can still potentially barrel roll after Vader has moved and maybe get out of his arc. So that is really, really cool. I like the idea of being able to do a coordinate action at the end of activation. And for whatever reason, if somebody's going to do something to, to deny you, to block you, or just to try to outmaneuver you, this kind of gives you that last, that last say of, so boost and barrel roll are going to be very important with this, with builds using this, I think. And the other thing is, that it's, while it's not necessarily as good as the other title, for straight up combat, it's different. And I like that one isn't just completely trumping the other. It's like the other one's still completely relevant. And some people might like the other one, the old Phantom title, better because of the raw firepower. I'm more of a firepower type player. I like rolling as many dice as I can. And of course that usually, gives me some wins and some losses, because dice are fickle, but this is definitely more strategic, I think, of a title. So it looks pretty cool. So we got all of our pilot cards too. So we're going to take. So the ship itself is moderate. I'm not a. It's not as. It doesn't have as much firepower as the old Phantom shuttle, but it's it's got one less attack die, but it does have the front and rear arc, so you're more likely to be able to shoot. Has the same same green dice. It's got one more total hit point, although the other one had 2 hull and 2 shields, so this one has 4 hull and 1 shield. So that's nice. So we got 5 total hit points. That helps out a little bit. And the point costs are generally cheaper. Like Ezra is down to 17 now, which is really really cheap if you want to have a docked shuttle. But he's still got the same ability. And so does Zeb. Zeb has the same ability, but his is actually a little bit more meaningful now, I think, because he's got more hull, more reason to cancel crits before hits, whereas on the other one, his ability was kind of, Also, the ship has the coordinate action itself too, so that's always nice. It's just nice seeing epic ships' abilities in regular games. So coordinate's a really fun one. It definitely is. But we also have our other new pilots. We've got AP5. AP5 is only 15 points, and he's a pilot skill 1. And when you perform the coordinate action after you choose a friendly ship and before it performs a free action, you may receive 2 stress tokens to remove a stress token from it. So you can basically coordinate a stressed ship and still give them their action as long as they only have 1 stress token. Or for some reason, if you wanted somebody that has maybe 2 stress tokens to go down to only 1, you target them with the coordinate, remove 1, you take 2, and then they still fail to get their free action. So, I mean, there's all kinds of different things you can do with this one, but the idea is that you can let somebody potentially push the limit, and, of course, he's a pilot skill 1, so it'll be harder to do that with him, but if you've got another pilot skill one that's got stress, or maybe somebody who's got stress left over from the next turn that just needs it, because you're really not going to be able to combo this guy with push the limit, even though that kind of seems like, oh, I can push the limit, and then get a coordinate from this guy and then do another action. But that's usually not going to be the case unless something gives AP5 a free action, and maybe you could do some action passing. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, and of course, there are different types of combinations because coordinate is an action. There's always the idea of being able to take like Aaron Kraken and have him shoot, and then AP5 gets coordinate and then like passes that action, and like even beyond the normal range. All kinds of cool little things you can do there. We got Fen Rao in the Sheathipede class shuttle, and Fen Rao is a pilot skill 9. He's jumped factions over to the Rebellion now, and he is only at 20 points, which is really low for a PS9. And he's got an interesting support ability, and I'm not sure how I feel about Fen Rao being support, but I guess that's what he is, so it doesn't matter how I feel, right? Let's take a look. He's got when an enemy ship inside your firing arc at range 1 through 3 becomes the active ship during the combat phase. If you are not stressed, you may receive a stress token. If you do, that ship cannot spend tokens to modify its dice when attacking this round. Notice it doesn't say on like their next attack. It's like when attacking this round. So if it's an enemy ghost with the old Phantom title and they're looking at, attacking and then, trying to do a twin laser turret, basically like up to 3 attacks. Nope. You're not spending a focus on any one of those. You're not spending a target lock on any one of those. You got you got an E-Wing with Core and Horn on it. Sorry, you double tap, or you better roll naturally. So now this doesn't stop you from doing like natural modifications. So if you have Predator and things like that, you're still going to be able to do that. But if you have to spend a token to do it, this will shut it down. So that's nice, but it seems almost wasted on a PS9. Like I would rather this be in. Well, I guess the PS9 is good because you can. You're going to move last, so it's harder for people to arc dodge you because people really do want to arc dodge Fen Rao here. So but they're going to spend this stuff for defense instead, and he doesn't stop that. But it does maybe force your opponent to play a little more defensively. So there's that. Let's see what else we got here. So we got some new astromechs. This is interesting too because I really like Chopper. I do. In his abilities, he's action. He has an action, and he's only 1 point, so it's always good. When we're thinking about X-Wings and how they want to use integrated astromech, as an action, you can discard one other equipped upgrade card to recover a shield. Now, you wouldn't want to use that on integrated astromech because then you wouldn't be able to discard Chopper. But anything else you got? Maybe you got a torpedo, you didn't want to use it, or maybe I don't know. There's all kinds of different things, but like future stuff that comes out. If the T65 ever gets a title, then you can always discard that, although who knows, you might need the title. But, you get a 0. If you ever get like a 0-point torpedo, there you go, right? All kinds of stuff like that. So and I think that's why they made it unique. Well, also because it's Chopper, right? But it could potentially be really nice. And it's a 1 point, so there you go. It's good. We also got Flight Assist Astromech, which might be a little bit better if you are looking at massing T65s. Because it's not unique, right? You can attack ships outside of your firing arc, no problem, right? Nobody loses anything there. Well, I mean, this is so Y-Wings don't use it, but after you execute a maneuver, if you did not overlap a ship or obstacle and there are no enemy ships in your firing arc at range 1 through 3, you may perform a free boost or barrel roll action. So, he gives you some error, like if you got nothing. And this will work differently on like a higher pilot skill versus a lower pilot skill. This will really help you if you wanted to bump and get in the way of people. It's nice being able to, free boost and barrel roll. And it's after you execute a maneuver. So as long as you don't have stress, you're fine. So that's nice. And this is going to be before you do your action as well. And so if you were to potentially give yourself like engine upgrade or something like that, you could potentially barrel roll and then boost. So kind of cool stuff. You can't ever do the same action twice, so just remember that. Courier droid at 0, and this like, oh my gosh, it's a droid for 0, but no, it's a crew. It's a crew. Like it looks like an astromech. I mean, come on, I can look. I have eyes. That's obviously an astromech, but not in the game, and it's limited, so one per ship. At the start of the Place Forces step, you may choose to treat your pilot skill as 0 or 8 until the end of the step. So it just gives you a little bit, I want to place first, and I think most of the time this will be for a ship that you want to place later, but it's 0. It's 0. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Especially if, you ever are able to get, you know, if you want to put Chopper on here, for example. Chopper, like, is natural stuff, right? Chopper, this guy's already done by that point, so then Chopper eats this guy, gives you a shield back. Now here's the card I'm most excited about, Maul. So this is really cool. So he's scum only, and you can ignore the restriction if your squad contains Ezra Bridger. First off, look at that art, right? Wow, man, that's a good drawing. I like the art. Whoever drew that, whoever painted that is great. So here's his ability. He costs 3, and he's a crew. When attacking, if you're not stressed, you may receive any number of stress tokens to reroll that many attack dice. After performing an attack that hits, you may remove one of your stress tokens. So, what I like about this guy is it's not hard to get Ezra in your squad, whether you're putting him in a Phantom 1 or a Phantom 2, or as a crew. Right? It's not hard to use him with the Rebels. Obviously, he's going to work well with Scum. But I like him for the B-Wing, and I'll tell you why. Because the B-Wing can take a crew, right? But not only can they take a crew, you can easily fit, you know, him up with Kean Farlander. Now you've got a Kean Farlander that doesn't ever need to do an action, okay? Because if he needs focus, you can just maul one die, take a stress. And then get rid of that stress to focus. If you need to reroll 2 dice, you can, you know, get rid of your stress. Or I'm sorry, you take 2 stress, reroll 2 dice, get rid of one of them, and if the attack hits, then the other stress comes off. You're done. And even if you have to reroll 3 dice, you can do that. Remove 1 to convert all eyeballs to hits, and then yeah, of course you're assuming it hits. But then you just do a green maneuver next turn. I mean, really, there's a lot of different, you know, shenanigans, and so that allows somebody like Kean Farlander to think, well, I don't ever need. I'll always have focus, and I'll always have rerolls, regardless of any, you know, outside of a corner case of having like 6 stress, you know, stocked up on you. So what does Kean really need to do with his action? Well, here's a. You're going to laugh at me, but I'm like, is it possible? And also, yeah, you won't need, because we also got the new cannon, right? And of course, now we're getting more expensive, but we have linked battery for the B-Wing also. Is the B-Wing making a comeback is the question. Is the B-Wing, I gotta do a build. I'm going to work on a build for Kean Farlander, because linked battery gives you rerolls too. I mean, the question is, what are you going to do with Kean Farlander's EPT? Can you take expose now? That's the question. Are we at a point where losing the action doesn't matter, right? Gaining the extra die is fine. Now the point cost is still expensive, especially considering you're adding Maul also. But yes, is it worth taking expose now? That's what you. I mean, it's cheaper than giving him the heavy laser cannon. So maybe I don't know. You can do 5 dice at range 1 that way. So that's, you know, I don't know. I think Maul is going to be fun, but I think Maul specifically with Kean Farlander is going to be the greatest thing ever. But I want to hear what you think. What's the best place to put Maul? That's what I want to know. So it's been the Phantom 2 preview, guys. I'm really excited. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I appreciate that. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think the best place to put Maul is, or which Phantom you prefer. Do you like the old one better with the extra turret shot, or do you like this one better? Let me know in the comments below, guys. And make sure you subscribe, click the little bell for alerts, enter that contest, win the giveaway, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.